Hey guys, Amy and Loie here with your playful experiment for the week. And if you don't already know, this is what you do with a partner. Your partner is assigned. There's a list in our group. No one can tell us. And you get together, probably video call, and you do your experiment together, your playful experiment. And so here's what we got for you this week. You are going to celebrate a decision that you didn't love. Okay, you made a decision and you didn't love it. Maybe for all kinds of reasons. Maybe it was just you hated that you had to make that decision at the time. The circumstances were kind of forcing, and it's like, well, I had to do that, but I hated how that went. I didn't love it. I didn't love how that had to go. Or it could be something that you made a decision and you know more now, and you look back as a wiser person and feel like, wow, I wish I would have done that differently, or wish I would have known enough to do that differently. Or it could just be a decision that you don't love the experience of having to do, because maybe it's a decision that's really atypical. Like you've decided not to have kids, which is not actually that atypical, but it's a decision that society doesn't like champion you for. And so, you just didn't love the experience of it. You stand by your decision, but you didn't love how that felt or went, or all the other pressures, or like the fact that you didn't get cheered on for making that decision. Especially those are important to celebrate. So we are going to take a decision like that and make a celebration, a party, commemorate it. It could be big, it could be small, it could be loud, it could be quiet, but we're going to make some kind of way to honor it for what it is. Like, it is part of my life. And guess what? Life includes both the stuff we love and the stuff that we don't. And we can even love the stuff that we didn't love more by celebrating it and realizing that it's still a part of who we are and it got us where we were. And yeah, you can look on the bright side of like the things you've learned, or how it's made you a better person having had that experience. But you also don't even have to see a bright side. It can be just like, and it sucked. Like, and this party is about it totally sucking, and it can be that, where it's like the things sucking in life, they deserve their proper due as well, because here they are and they happen. And you just, like I said, kind of commemorate it or set it into awareness as like something you embrace by having that party. And so what I will say though, because I didn't quite explain how it works with your partner, if you want to do this by yourself, like sometimes these kind of things can be sensitive. It was a thing or a decision that happened in your life that you didn't love. You might not want to celebrate that with your partner. That might be like a private thing. Like, I want to celebrate that on my own, and then I'll come and tell my partner how the celebration was. That's okay. That's fine. But I also really challenge you to go out on that limb and celebrate it with your partner if you want. But at the very least, whether you did your celebration before and you're just coming together to talk about how it went, or you're doing your celebration like right there in the moment. Like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to like set something on fire, and oh my God, I didn't say that. Because then you're going to get in trouble for setting something on fire in your house. Okay, but you're going to either do that together or at least tell each other how it went when you meet up. All right, so examples, right? We had thought of some examples. What do you got, Loie?
A poor decision that you made could have been when you decided to read a bunch of novels that were just for your pleasure instead of reading the things that you were assigned to read for school. And
poor? I don't like the name poor. Let's just make sure we remove that, because I'm like, just a decision you didn't love, right? Because we're no judgment on the actual decision.
True.
You decided
I do that all the
to
time.
read pleasure books instead of your assigned reading. And so, okay, decision made. Maybe you didn't love it because it got you some consequences, but it was made.
Right.
And what should we do to like commemorate that or to celebrate that?
You could make a book tower of all the things that you did read, that you enjoyed reading, or if you wanted, you could make a tower out of all the books that you didn't read.
You're supposed to read?
Yeah.
If they were like the ones you were supposed to read but you didn't, you could just like knock the tower down, or if it was like the ones that you did read instead because they were the pleasure read, you could like stack them up and this big grand glorious like you know,
bow down.
yeah, the queen tower of the
Give 'em a
actual
hug.
good pleasure reads that did make the cut. That works. Or, you know, if you are thinking like I used that example before, which is like a big life decision, like I don't want to have kids in my life or something like that, you can celebrate that decision even if it's not really typically supported by, I don't know, the people in your family or society or whatever. By like seeing a benefit in it. Like, I have a friend, this is like a perfect example because she's like this, sending gifts. Use sending gifts to other people's kids, and appreciate like being there for those people, as a way to celebrate your decision. Cause that's like actually what you'd rather do, is kind of be that auxiliary member instead of like, you know, the primary parent or something. So that's one. Or, if you ended a friendship because, you know, it was time, it just didn't feel like the closest match anymore, and you didn't love it because you had a lot of memories with that person and you actually still care about that person, but it just wasn't a big connect for you guys anymore. I can definitely see that as, and it's happened to me, a decision that you didn't love, but you made it. And a way to celebrate it is, you know, to sort of take inventory of what has happened since. Have you met all of these other new friends that are much more aligned with you, or that have, you know, some more things in common, and you just, you know, have, and then maybe celebrate it by making a collage of all of your, you know, new friend photos, or maybe have a party and invite them over and, you know, like dance around and a virtual party, whatever you want to do, you know, and kind of enjoy dorking out on the things that you guys really do have in common, that wouldn't have been possible if you hadn't ended that friendship. What else? You got any others?
Mine was a little similar. If you stopped doing an activity that you really cared about and that you had spent a lot of time doing, that took up a lot of your time, and you decided to stop it because you needed more free time, you could kind of make a collage. You could put up like calendar pages, like, yay, I have so much free time for like months and months.
Like plan new stuff, you know, write in all the awesome new things that you want to put into your calendar now that you've got more time, and have like a calendar writing party.
Or you could put a bunch of pictures up on your wall or something of like hikes that you took, going outside. So
things that you already did,
yeah.
Or like things that you could do, like aspire to now that I've got the time. And
that's true.
That's cool too. I like that. Or the basic one is like, I ended a relationship with a boyfriend and, or girlfriend, and I am, you know, I didn't love it. I mean, it was painful. Or maybe it was in the category of like, gosh, I would have done it differently if I had it to do over, because I actually think that we would be a good match now. And I really think that I wish I could have had a take back on that one or do it over or whatever, but still made me who I am. I learned so much about what it is that I'm wanting in a relationship, or, you know, and you just embrace it. Like, it is what it is. I learned so much more now. And whatever, bonfire with like the letters that you guys wrote back and forth, or bonfire with the things that you thought didn't work for you in the relationship, and now you see that they actually could have worked, and those were silly or petty, or you'd like to, you know, do something different next time. Burn all those things that didn't work or whatever. So anyways, enjoy. Yeah, you got something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could also make a playlist of songs that like remind you of how you felt when you were together, or how you felt after.
To bring that back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So it's like if you're saying like, okay, I actually liked that relationship and would have done it differently, I'd like to make a playlist of songs that like embody how I felt when I was in it, to like magnetize that back into my life, whether it's that person or just like the feel that I had. Like, that's the kind of, yeah, that's a good way to celebrate. I like that one too.
I always think of the music stuff.
Yeah, that's true. The music stuff or the art stuff, or the story stuff, the book stuff.
Stories.
So enjoy. That's all the examples that we can possibly squeeze out of our heads. Enjoy really embracing a celebration. Like, make sure it feels like that too. Not just like going through the motions, like, all right, fine, I'll burn some letters. But like, get into something that's an idea that you really love, that feels like, okay, yeah, I can celebrate that. All right. And then exchange with your partner the celebration in that moment or how it went. Enjoy.